I
mean,
think
I
that
like that
dating
balance.
apps have had as negative an impact on people's romantic relationships as the Facebook newsfeed algorithm has had on democracy. Bold statement.
Can we swap it to be that Facebook had on people's exposure to misinformation? Because that's easier to prove.
Okay, sure. I think there's also positives about dating apps, but I also think that when you sort of codify everything and you take the math too far, then what you end up with is you shift the sort of human psyche, right? So whereas before, the number of possibilities that were available to you, it felt like it was much smaller. Whereas now, when it feels like you essentially have an infinite number of people available to you, you don't have that fear of never being able to find a date with somebody. It means that every interaction you have is so much less valuable. I think.
All right, guys, who wants to go first?
I disagree. I think for most people, I think having more options available or more chances to hit, I think that's ultimately a good thing. If you're talking about, okay, well, there's this girl in the bookstore, and I gotta go and make a score here, or else I may lose an opportunity. You may choke up, before you get there, and you think, oh man, I just lost one. But again, if you could simply just put out there again who you are, again, be honest, be transparent in terms of who you are, and again, not everyone's gonna rock with that. So again, you only talk to the ones. Again, you're still going to have to do the work. I don't think the dating apps necessarily cut down on the work. But it's just like in sales, right? I mean, you're only good as your leads. So again, in sales, they may give you like a book of whatever. But imagine if you just had to go just random, just making cold calls with nothing. I mean, in sales training, they give you that. They give you like leads, like it could be like a couple hundred leads to kind of get you started with. Just to, if anything, just to get you comfortable and familiar with shooting your shot. And yes, you're going to get it wrong. And yes, you're going to say the wrong thing or whatnot. But I would rather you have 100 shots to get your game right than 1 to 2, and you haven't had any experience whatsoever. And then you fail. It's like, oh my gosh, and then you just internalize that fear of meeting someone. But if I know if I have a field of people, then I'm just going to be my natural self, and hopefully that people will see what that is. So I always think more is oftentimes better. The only time when it's not is when I've been in situations when I was dating or when I was out there could be 3 or 4 fine women in the bookstore. I mean, back in the day, Barnes and Noble or Borders Books of Music, that was the spot if you want to meet someone, especially you go into the relationship section and she's reading Think and Grow Rich or How to Win Friends and Influence People or whatever. Okay, she's trying to be about something.